Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play. Welcome back to MysteriousJG's Let's Play of Princess Ash, the Bunny Girl, and friends' efforts to avoid the story for as long as possible. I'm MysteriousJG, not Princess Ash, not the Bunny Girl, and not one of their friends. Although I'm sure if we were all real people, we'd all be great friends. Sadly, I'm not a real person. Anyway, make sure I got the sound set up right here. All right. So last time we're bouncing around the Feywood here, punching over our level, beating up on enemies that, while not meant to be particularly challenging for the point in the story where they appear, are meant to appear at a later point in the story than we're at. So actually, it's pretty impressive we can handle them. But then we went to the Henna Mines and found fairly quickly that the enemies there were going to be kind of a pain in our butts. Like, we fought the bat enemies. A group of 2 was kind of overwhelming. And we did manage to get past, but I'm thinking there's probably more than just the traditional little bat enemies, and that's that next section of the Henna Mines, and probably whatever else is there would kick our butt. Henna Mines, of course, we've already cleared, except that apparently we didn't clear them, because I'm now recalling that this is one of those areas where the story brings you there once, and then you can come back to it later for monster hunts and the like, and just have really souped up versions of the monsters you fought before. This is definitely a game where if you just play through the story and ignore all the side content, you can force your way through, and it's not that bad, but some of the side content gets pretty challenging. We got a prime pelt, folks. I guess if nothing else, fighting enemies here might allow us to get some good gear from the, whatchamacallit, I wanted to say the market. It's not the market. The, bazaar. Might get some good bazaar goods out of this. Bazaar goods. So, out of an abundance of caution, I'm not fighting my way through here with extra speed or anything. Yeah, Scourge is really kind of an odd-looking spell. At this point, I believe the cat ear hoods have almost paid for themselves. I don't remember exactly how much we had. We were in the 400k range. So, took about 2 videos. Let's say, to be conservative, we'll know it's paid for itself when we get up to 500k. But yeah, we're looking at 3 videos, and these things have paid for themselves, and from now on, any money we get while out of wearing them will just be gravy. We don't actually need to be going this way. We need to be going this way. I suppose the odds are that we can avoid that trap. I'd say low. Although, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it like I did last time, with Ash, while the others are distracted by enemies. Wow, apparently Shades of Black launched off Blinda at one point. It's actually pretty useful. Okay, let's keep going this way. Yeah, this looks about right for the first screen of an area, because coming at it from the other direction, this would be your introduction to that screen. Just a whole bunch of fuck you from the game. So these whatever the deadly nightshades stopped showing up after that first screen, because they weren't all that dangerous. So I can see how the game is like, well, we'll give you a little bit of enemies that aren't that dangerous, but trying to find the most direct path to the place I want to explore, but there's traps. There's always traps. Try attack. Column A readies try attack, where it, well, tries to attack. It's not like a delta attack, it's making an effort to attack and not having a lot of luck. Alright, level up, bitches. The bitches leveled up. All except Fran, who, as you may recall, she missed a kill. We'll try to get her back on par with everyone else at some point. Whatever died while she was dead apparently had more hit points or more experience points per kill than somebody finish off the little guy's cast and confused? I think maybe we did. I'm gonna kill you. Oh, now Fran is confused. Great. I always try to use Larsa to unconfuse people because he does so little damage. Golem may be the only thing between us and the exit. Well, and a treasure chest, I suppose. And I'd said I was going to switch to the guys if the girls got ahead in experience. I think we can let the girls fight until they're more than one level ahead, maybe. Or maybe maybe I really should have switched to the dudes. What am I doing? Can somebody get that treasure at least? I don't know a quick way to switch. This method, of course, works, but I suppose Larsa could just attack her. That will probably wake her up. Not 100% sure about that. It does. Luckily, she doesn't have an auto-react command available, because if so, she would have just slaughtered Larsa. Slaughtered Garza. Hector Garza. Who are you to question, El Dandy? This might be Mount Barama from another entrance. Nope, this is the Paramina Rift. No idea what this is and whether or not we're supposed to be here. Let's see how tough the enemies are. Okay, that's got like 1/5 as many hit points as the frickin' bats from the henna mines. So I think we're probably okay to explore this place a little. It's a tanned giant skin. Yeah, great, the undead. Seem to be an awful lot of the undead hanging around in this game. Hey, a diamond shield. That could be pretty high end. Apparently it's not as good as a Kaiser shield. As a matter of fact, Ash already has one, so either I found some treasure hunting in places we're not supposed to be at already, or it ain't that impressive. Alright guys, we have to climb Sacred Mount Gagazet. It's part of my pilgrimage. Let's go. Hey. This thing looks like a big deal. Baratine Croc, eh? Baratine Croc, eh? Not really bothering with poaching a lot, although every so often an enemy flashes orange for a second, which means it's in critical, and I consider the possibility. Alright, I'm curious. Let's go explore this big sweeping whatever this is before we finish the rest of the screen off. Because it might... I have no recall of this section of the game. Okay, Fran finally caught up, so she might have missed some pretty heavy-duty experience kills there. Oh, you know what? Probably just by chance she missed one of the kills of, like, the bats and the henna mines. That would have put her well behind. I was about to try and, so just about to check into the possibility of, it's kind of a weirdly structured map here. Big arching, paths on the map between places. When I say paths on the map, I mean those lines connecting areas that we actually get to explore. Oh boy, this really doesn't seem like a very safe place to walk. Guys. Oh, I sure hope there's dialogue here when we come here for reals, because right now, this place seems pretty dull. Hey, check it out. It's, wild onions. They are not hostile unless we attack them. Well, let's start attacking them. Guy doesn't even give a crap that we attacked his friend he was trying to cast shell on. I would think something interesting might come from killing a wild onion that was wandering around. He might turn out to be an onion knight of some kind. What the heck was that noise? I don't know, but yeah, I have like no recall that this part of the game exists. This may be a completely optional area. This game kind of had a lot of those. Some people kind of considered this game like a, even though it came after the first of the two I feel like it, wait a second, Final Fantasy XI, I think, was multiplayer. So yeah, in some ways it felt like they were a lot of design elements that were appropriate for an a morgue, were present in this one. You son of a bitch. Oh well, for whatever reason, those didn't do anywhere near as much damage as explosive traps and some other zones have done. Okay, so this is one of those places where, yeah, that you got two places that are considered Silverflow's End, but they don't actually connect at all. Alright. Hold on. Path like that, you gotta at least check and see if there's loots. And there's a remedy, which is probably like the... There's probably like different things that could drop there depending on your luck, and we probably got one of the crappier prizes, but whatever. I mean, if I really believe that's true, I could check by, could go check again. And this time it didn't spawn at all. Huzzah! Fine, forget it. I'm not gonna keep checking. Watch it turn out there's something super valuable there, but yeah, you guys can let me know in the comments. There have already been people in the comments telling me, oh, you just missed super valuable treasure, and then somebody else in the comments will say, nope, that was the original version. The Zodiac Age version isn't the same, because they did completely change some of the treasures and how you get them. Hey, Vesper song. You mean like the character from the James Bond movie? Hey, a Beetlejuice. I think that's a gun. I think that's a gun. Yeah. It is a gun that does less damage than what she's using, Ras Agelfi. And since I keep doing stuff off screen, I have a bad habit of doing that. I probably really shouldn't be doing that in an LP, but I don't really remember exactly what that does. Let's just face the fact that I'm going to hit this trap. Oh, a rejuvenation trap. So it was a nice trap. Don't recall having come across a nice trap in this game before. Maybe it was like the karmic universe paying me for not killing those wild onions. Alright. Oh, hold on. There's a little corner of this zone I haven't explored. Oh, including some loots. We obtained death. Alright. Great. I'm happy that we have death now. That actually is a good thing. The death spell, I doubt that it's going to be useful to us often. I believe it might be even less useful than the vanilla version, because I think this version of death just automatically kills stuff and never freaking works. I do not believe it's one of those. Only Bosch can use it, which is odd, because he's supposed to be our archer, but he's also our red mage. I guess our black mage doesn't get death. I don't always get how they divide up the spells in this game. But it's not one of those versions of death that does damage and sometimes causes death. It just sometimes causes death, which means it never ever works. Meanwhile, I don't know, maybe it's me, but Ash's hips seem to be moving more than usual. That is probably me. I probably need to apologize for that. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Sit here criticizing the bunny girl's village, and then stare at Ash's butt. She is wearing short shorts on the glacier, which seems unwise. Matter of fact, you know, I was thinking we probably wanted to switch at some point. If I'm going to be staring at the girls' butts, maybe it's time for us to give the girls a break and get these... well, boy, if I was worried about Ash being cold, there is no chance whatsoever. Oh, he's got the Francesca equipped. There is absolutely no opportunity that Van is getting out of this without frostbite. And you know what? His butt moves when he walks too. I'm just going to say it. It's true. I have like no memory of this being part of the game. It makes perfect sense that there would be an ice level. And there's always an ice level. I want to say this hooks up to Mount Barama at some point. Because that would make sense. That ice elemental is probably something we could take if we needed to, but that we shouldn't mess with. It has many times more hit points than everything else does around here. And now we're attacking it, so... oops. Not sure what caused us to start attacking it. It is blind. It does not give a crap. Which is not that surprising, because it is a magical elemental. I'm assuming it is going to be casting elemental spells on every turn. So it's not that shocking that it doesn't give a crap about being blind, or that it is not immune to blind. Hey, a quiver of parallel arrows. You are already using parallel arrows, so never mind. Sturdy bone. He don't like meat, but he sure likes the bone. Does anybody remember that song? Marianne, she's an intellectual. Marianne, quite sexual. Something, 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 something. She don't like meat, but she sure likes the bone. Rock. I do not know the name of the band that did that song. I feel pretty certain that was like their one hit. It keeps coming up because this game keeps throwing us bones. It's nice that the game throws us a bone once in a while, as they say. Unless it connects up... unless there's an exit off in this direction somewhere, I don't see how this connects to Mount Barama. I've been kind of assuming for a while now that in this Galmor jungle, the Feywood goes out to the south, and also to the east, but that the eastern exit and the southern exit would connect at some point. Unless there's a path north coming out of here, I might have to rethink that. That might not turn out to be accurate at all. I gotta tell you, man, with my current... Ooh, it got a bangle. It almost makes up for losing that iron bangle in Final Fantasy XIII. It was many years ago. But, let's face facts, we're never gonna get that bangle back, folks. That iron bangle will always be a stain on our LP adventures together. But yeah, unless this goes... Like, there's a path coming out of here to the north, I am beginning to suspect that, Oh, there's a path coming out here to the north. Go on, there's a path coming out of here the other way as well. And I was starting to think that the Galmor jungle might be the only connection between these places. Alright, Undead Warriors, come out and play, yay. Pretty badass shield he's got. You know, between that shield and axe combo, if Van didn't look like such a dink with his outfit, his gear makes him look pretty badass right now. But the little leather boy vest, I apologize for that term. I really don't know if that is a vest a leather boy would wear, but yeah. Little page boy haircut. Is that even what a page boy haircut looks like? I don't know. Yeah. I've got some kind of gambit where he's using silence guy. That is something left over from when I was doing the if he can maintain his MP, that's left over from when we were going through the Necro Hall of Nabudis, where it was definitely worthwhile against certain enemy types. Because there were enemies who were not immune. There were enemies who were not immune to silence, but had some nasty spells. I think I'm going to turn this off for right now. Because I don't think the enemies here are giving us a lot of, like, spell damage problems. And I think it's just going to burn through his MP. But, no, it was kind of interesting to see that going on. And then it occurred to me, oh, I set that up. Because there was a different zone where that was kind of necessary. The spellcasters were really kicking my ass. Yeah, I'm wondering at some point if we're going to come to the other entrance of the Galmor jungle by the time we're done exploring all this. Wow, I love the way that one giant bipedal enemy is like fading in and out of existence. Now, if we find the other end of the Galmor jungle, what we're going to do, of course, is just fight our way back to where we should have come to this from, and then just accept that, okay, this is like the, whatever they're calling this zone, the Paramina Rift. Yeah, it makes sense that this would be like the base of Mount Bur Amses. And I told you I'd forgotten the whole Mount Bur Amses section of story. But it would certainly make sense that if you're climbing Mount Bur Amses, it might turn out to be a big, cold place. It's a mountain. Hey, we got a red cap. We can get a red shirt. We can support unifying Italy into one country. Apparently there is nobody for whom this is the best equipment that they can use. Because this Crown of Laurels was a rare drop from enemies that I was grinding against off screen. outside in the Deadlands, the Nabudis Deadlands, which, you know, kind of makes sense that a rare drop from those enemies might be better than the gear we're getting at this point in the story, because the story doesn't have us going to the Deadlands yet. Matter of fact, I'm not sure this story ever has us going there. It's getting more and more involved as we go. It is a big game map. Oh, you can't get across that? Come on. Again, beautiful graphics, beautiful design, but some of the thin ice that we're walking across is, like, not at all safe looking. And then, like, okay, so you can walk across ice that's this thin, but you can't hop across that much water. There's, like, an Onion article about, like, a RPG character spends hours staring at tantalizing area on other side of waist-high bush. Oh, bravery. I was wondering what the spell was even about there. Alright, patience is wearing a little thin. That's why I'm using speed up in an area I haven't previously explored, which I usually try not to let myself do, because it kind of wrecks the ambiance of the game. You Onion Knights? You are Onion Knights. I will leave you guys alone, because the last time I did that, it kind of worked out for me. I got a little mage's hat. I got, like, a nice trap for a change. Though, honestly, who knows how many of the traps we've successfully avoided were actually nice traps. Okay, because these are weak enemies, I'm going to go into speed burst mode. And we have now officially, undeniably, earned enough money that the cat ear hoods are paid for. Wondering if we would get a question here, suggesting this is a new zone we're going to. Because there's a little part of me that suspects we're going to go through here and then it'll turn out that this is the Galmore jungle. That would kind of geographically make sense. I'm thinking now the frozen brook may connect to the section of Silverflow's End we couldn't get to before. We're in a non-enemy screen with a refugee. You don't have to live like a refugee. Don't have to. When newcomers what can't walk on their own arrive, I carried them up the mountain. I'm glad to help the Kiltias any way I can. The Kiltias, eh? I doubt this is the crystal that's going to attack us, because I'm thinking that will not come in the middle of an area full of, like, regular dudes. Let's save on a different slot just in case there's something wrong with this recording, but hopefully that's just paranoia and there's nothing wrong with this recording. Sniffle. Believe me, folks, I sounded a lot worse about 2 days ago, before I had, like, Z-Packs and other things. The Kiltias of Mount Barama took us in and treated us warmly. Thanks to their aid, I'm well enough to return home now. Oh, here's a Kiltias. Mount Barama is to the northeast. Should you go south, you'll enter the rift. Take care. Gods guide your path. Farum. That's right. The Kiltias, the mountain dwellers. We're Irish for some reason. Diddly-di-diddly-di-diddly-di-diddly. Beyond this rift, you'll find Holy Mountain. Sorry, I have a bit of cold. Take each step one at a time, and you shall reach your destination. Take 2 or 3 steps at a time, you're going to totally get messed up. Alright, is this going to be the Galmore jungle? We'll find out next time, folks. But I think it's going to be the Galmore jungle. I'm the MysteriousJG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and hope you'll join me next time for what's probably going to be the Galmore jungle. But maybe not. We'll find out.